Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. As I look through to review Pixel 5 other functions and 1 week of usage, so you see how it worked for me. So quickly going through then. So there's been reports that some people have had gap between the screen and the body on their phones, but as you can see, mine doesn't seem to have that problem. So I understand Google is investigating and we will know what their outcome of their investigation is very soon. So it's such a shame that you pre-order and you have a gap in that kind of scenario, but I guess we'll just wait and see what Google comes up with. Again, using this phone, battery life has been extraordinarily good. It's like the best I've ever used in any phone, lasting for days without charging. And so, within the phones that I've been using recently, this is a one standout function from the Google Pixel phone. And again, I don't know whether it's because of the processor or any of the other thing, because this processor too is a mid-range processor for all intent and purposes. This Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. So I'm not quite sure where this battery efficiency is coming from. And I mean battery lasting days, not purely because of the extreme battery saver enabled. This is disabled and it's giving me days of usage. So that's really impressive. As I promised from my earlier video, you can look at that video from the top somewhere here. It's the much anticipated phone, considering the price tag of £599, and I think it's $699 in dollars. And it seemed to have all the features of a mid-range phone, but performing at some levels and in some department at flagship level. And here my thoughts on how this phone sticks with other competitors' phone, and more in particular the camera, which is the main selling point for this phone. I'm really excited to go through the details and then see how this phone actually performs, and how more importantly answering the question whether we need to consider this phone as a flagship and hence give it all the attention it deserves, or whether we should probably leave it at mid-range. So double press takes you to camera. Let's get in there and see what this phone has to offer camera wise. So the camera on this phone is really good in the sense that it has ultra wide camera this time around, which is the camera you see at the top there, the big one there, and the two other main cameras are 12.2 megapixels for each of the other cameras. So in there you have night mode, which would take very decent shots. In night, I think I took a couple of shots at night, so just to show you some. So some of this was taken at the very dark night. The garden was really dark, and yet this processed it and it came nice like this, with the street lights facing off onto the garden, and there is so much detail and so much natural colors even in the deep night. So that night mode is really powerful. And then you have portrait mode as well, when you want to take portraits and things like that. And then the main camera, you have the 1x 2x, and then the 0.6 times from the main camera. So literally you can zoom in 2 times on the main camera. Again, pictures within this were taken, and you will see from later on in the video how these modes compare to a phone like Galaxy Note 20 Ultra's pictures at that same sort of main camera 1 time and 2 times level. So you see that in a bit. Let me just see. You see that in a bit, so we'll get to that. And then the other thing is this camera has the capacity to shoot video at 4K at 60 frames per second. So it's really good at that level. But I guess if anyone is getting this camera for the video capabilities, then a phone like Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra has a bigger lens in the sense of 108 megapixels for the main camera, and a host of other cameras on that phone. And so if videoing is your thing, then Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra gives you much more than you can get on a Pixel phone. But don't get me wrong, the Pixel phone also holds up in a lot of the other camera compartments, and it has astrophotography, which you can also get from the menu section when you go into camera up there, and you have the astrophotography, and it can be on or off. Again, I took a picture of that last night really late in the night, and the dark was literally just so dark, but still something came out, and I captured 1 star. I hope you can see that 1 star. Yeah, that 1 star there. So yeah, I think thick dark cloud, yet it could take a nice picture from it. So that's also amazing, and it has a whole lot of functions. If you go to more, you get a lot more on the camera functions, so you can take panorama shots as well. And this nice one that I tried last time, photosphere, where you can literally take a photo of everything around you. And so what it does is, by pressing the middle, then it takes the shots and recommend the next positioning of the camera, still making sure you stay within the circle, and then you get another shot also from different angle, and you take shots all around bit by bit until the whole sphere is completed. And once it's completed, then you have a whole complete camera in that sense. I took one nice shot like that. Let me just show you. Yeah, there you go. So this is me taking it, following the guide that the phone recommends in terms of taking it, in the direction that it wants. So by the time you finish, you've covered like all around you by way of photo. And so that's so cool, even the sky, everywhere. And so I think there could be some use cases for this, in terms of probably being somewhere that you need to get your environment, across to someone, location or whatever you're trying to do. You can use that to get that as well. So that's awesome. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing this, in a phone. And the camera also has this functionality where, when you take a picture and the lighting is not that great, and it's normally when you take selfies or portrait picture, then you can bring in the portrait light to correct things as well. So that's also really good. I don't have portraits on my phone now to share, otherwise I would have shown that feature. But yeah, so lots of features on this phone's camera, and it's really a challenging phone at that level, to sort of give you all the things you need photography wise. And it has stabilization. For instance, if you go into video, see that little hand there, it gives you 4 main levels of stabilization. So you have the standard, the log, the active, and cinematic pan. So all these will give you awesome, crisp, still not shaking videos that you would love. So yeah, it's just exciting to have a phone at this price range with all these features that will help you to fulfill your video and photo needs. Yeah, but as a phone in total, I think the build is really beautiful, ever so thin phone with minimal bezels and just one selfie camera on top, so giving you all the whole of the screen real estate for all your phone usage or need, and all these other functionalities that helps you enjoy a phone at this price point, still feeling like you getting more at the flagship level is just amazing. And so it will be great to see how this phone transitions and how it performs on the market, because mind you, Apple's phones are coming in at 60 hertz refresh rate, so nothing close to this 90 hertz that this phone offers and delivers. And the phone has all these other amazing software improvements. So like you can just press hard on the home screen and you get your settings. You can change home settings, you can change home screens as well. Any style that you want, you can get different styles, different shapes, and all these will work nicely for you. So it's really exciting, in terms of what you can do on this phone at this price point. And it's really refreshing that Google will come up a phone that does what the basic things everyone needs a phone to do, and it wouldn't break the bank in terms of how other bleeding edge, top of the range functions in phones will lead you to. Again, it's a very compelling phone at this price point, in the sense that not every phone can give you all these camera functionalities, and the beauty of the pictures that you see coming from this phone is really exciting. And there are so many functions that you can set this phone to. You can have your grid activated as well, so that anytime you take in picture, it comes with grids to help you measure out how you want to take the picture, or the things to consider in terms of the spacing, so you can take a very decent picture. So yeah, a whole lot of things. And for me personally, I think I'm happy with this phone, and I wouldn't mind using this phone as my daily driver, because it does incredible things. And you will see from the shots that I've taken and compared with the Note 20 Ultra, and you see that there is not much between these two.
In this shot, Pixel 5 is favorite, although the two are not very far apart. Note 20 favorite in this shot at one time, 2 times Note 20, not much between the two actually, and astrophotography all for Pixel 5. Here, Note 20 reigns with vibrant colors showing everything out there, and the same in this one as well, although Pixel 5 showed natural color.
If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe button, hit notification button so you don't miss the next one. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.